Hello and welcome to the Anxiety Project channel. In this video, I'm talking all about morning anxiety. But first, if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button below and you'll get notified whenever I bring out a new video on anxiety, anxiety recovery, and generally how to improve your overall life. So please subscribe. Thank you so much. In this video, it's all about morning anxiety, and morning anxiety was the worst part of my day when I was going through my anxiety disorder in the past. It was the worst part. As soon as I would wake up, I was bombarded with all of these negative thoughts. We get 60,000 thoughts plus every day, right? So the thoughts that you entertain and you show great emotion to, you're gonna feel like poo, right? You're gonna feel like crap. You're gonna feel emotionally drained. So watch what you entertain, especially in the morning. And that's when I was bombarded with all of these negative thoughts. So when I would wake up, it's usually fears that bombard me. It was the fear of having the next panic attack. It was the fear of not performing well at work, not doing a good job because I feel tired and emotionally drained. It was the fear of dying from a physical illness, that pain in your side, that sensation. You're worried that it's something serious. Even though you went to the doctors already, you're still ruminating over it, and you check in first thing in the morning on that sensation, right? So morning anxiety really hit me hard when I was struggling in the past. And so when I would wake up, the first thing I did was check in on my sensations. The first thing I did was notice the pain. Is it still there? Is that feeling still there? Oh my God, it's still there. What if it's a disease? What if it never goes away? What if I have this for the rest of my life and it turns out to be serious? And so all of these thoughts would just come in, right? I would check in on myself and my fatigue too. I'd wake up, be like, oh my God, I feel tired. And so those fears would show up. What if I don't perform well at work? All those things, right? Those negative thoughts. So after that, I wouldn't even make my bed. My room was chaotic. I didn't take on any responsibilities. So I went out and then I would brush my teeth, whatever, eat my food, not really tasting and paying attention to what I'm eating. And then I would leave for work, or if I'm not working, I would just sit and watch TV and not really take on any responsibilities, right? That was my old self. So how can we combat this morning anxiety? What do you do? So I'm going to start off with the first thing, and that is create a night routine. Create a night routine. So the night before, make a list of everything that you need to do the following day. And make it in great detail. And this only has to be 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, however long. It doesn't have to be half an hour. Just take your time and go through the day. What time do you need to wake up? Okay, I need to wake up at 6 a.m. And then I need to finish my morning routine by 6:30. And then I need to be out the door by 7 a.m. And then list off any other responsibilities that you need to do. I need to go pick up bread. I need to go pick up eggs, or I need to go pay a bill. Whatever it is, write them down on the list. Because when you wake up and you see that list, you're not going to have so much pressure in the morning. You're not going to be thinking in your mind what I need to do and scramble around. That was my old self. I would wake up and rush around in the morning. My mornings were so chaotic. But having a list and writing everything down, putting it by your bed, you wake up, that's what I need to do. Okay, cool. That relieves so much of the pressure. Also, after making the list, I would meditate because that day, back then when I was suffering from severe anxiety, my sympathetic nervous system, my stress response was always active. So after I'd make my list, I would meditate and relax myself. And so I would calm myself and I would feel more grounded, more lighter after. It releases all that built up energy. That's the beauty of meditation. So I would meditate and I'd feel good. I'd feel good about the next day, tackling the next day. I'd feel more calm about it. Also, prepare your stuff for the next morning. Prepare your clothes so you don't have to look in the closet in the morning and figure out what you're going to wear. Lay your clothes out so when you get up, you can just put on your clothes. Also, make sure you have your equipment. At the time, I used to be a camera trainee, so I would have a bag of equipment and I would have all this other equipment to take to work with me. So I would make sure that's ready. So I didn't have to just stumble around and rush in the morning. I would put my bag near the front door. I'd put my rain gear, my boots there, everything I needed so that, I just take it and go and that's it. So it would relieve a lot of that pressure too. So preparing the night before is so important. It's so important. And not stimulating yourself before bed helps you sleep as well. The meditation helps you sleep better, and also not stimulating yourself an hour before bed. No TV, no Netflix, no phones, no emails. Just relax, take a hot bath, listen to some classical music, jazz, read a book, just relax in bed, whatever it is. Take a walk, have some tea. That helps you sleep better. Calms the sympathetic nervous system. It relaxes you and you get a better sleep for the next day. And sleep's really important for handling anxiety. The second strategy is when you wake up in the morning, use rational self-talk. Rational self-talk. Because the first thing that happens when you wake up, you're bombarded with all of these negative thoughts. What if thoughts? Oh no, what if I don't perform well? All those negative thoughts I mentioned at the beginning. What if I have a panic attack today and I embarrass myself? So pay attention to those thoughts and start to counter them. Say, today is a challenge. When you say to yourself, it's a challenge is more goal-oriented. A challenge is something that you have to work hard on and step outside of your comfort zone to complete, and that it's attainable, that a challenge is something that you can overcome. And you're telling yourself, hey, look, it's a challenge. It's not a problem. Because if you tell yourself, I have all of these problems, then that's not going to do you any good. You're just going to ruminate over them. But you say, today's a challenge. Yeah, it's a challenge. I can't overcome this. I just had to face my fears. That's setting you up for a better day. Also, say to yourself, today's the day I prove my old self wrong, because, you're moving towards a better you, an ideal you, and moving away from that old anxious, timid you, right? The sensitized you. You're moving away from that you. So say, today's the day I prove that older me wrong by facing my fears, using rational self-talk. Because anxiety sufferers don't have that guard at the front of their mind, right? They don't have a guard rejecting negative thoughts and beliefs, right? That was the old me. I didn't have that guard. And that guard is that rational voice in you, that rational mind saying, that's a ridiculous thought because of this reason, right? So getting that voice activated first thing in the morning and saying to yourself, what am I excited about today? I'm excited about challenging myself today. I'm excited about facing my fears at that job interview. I'm excited about facing my fears at work when I have that meeting, whatever it is, tell yourself I'm excited about it. Because anxiety and excitement, two similar feelings, right? So change your perception over those feelings. The third strategy is create a morning routine. A morning routine is so important for setting yourself up for success, right? And the routine only has to be half an hour. So give yourself half an hour every day to do this routine. It sets you up, it prepares you. So the first thing is make your bed. Make your bed. So when you get up, and it seems kind of silly, make your bed, but it's actually important for success because making your bed is a challenge. Nobody wants to do this. Nobody wants to get up and make their bed. But the state of your room is a reflection of you and your mind. If your room is messy, then you're just going to have a chaotic mindset, right? You're going to have a messy mind, a cluttered mind. By taking on the responsibility of making your bed, it snowballs into other responsibilities throughout the day. It's making your bed is a subcategory of all the other responsibilities. So pay attention to that. And by making your bed, you take on the first challenge of the day. And then now you're more eager and you're more willing to take on the other challenges of the day. And Jordan Peterson, who's a clinical psychologist, talks highly of this routine in the morning. Just make your bed, make everything in your room, not everything, but just start with your bed, and that will snowball. And after you make your bed, write in your journal of all the negative thoughts that come to your mind. Write them all down. Write all of those negative thoughts down onto paper. It's a release. It's an unconscious release. You're getting all of that out onto paper, and by scrunching it up and throwing it in the garbage, you're actually releasing those negative thoughts unconsciously because you've already associated that garbage can as gone, as being no more, as being leaving the house, right? So by throwing that paper in there, you're kind of releasing those thoughts from the body. And you're actually kind of noticing what you're really thinking about too, right? Kind of being more aware of the thoughts you're paying attention to. And write down a list of what you're excited about, 3 things what you're excited about during the day. And then after you write that list, write down 3 things you're grateful for. So starting to get yourself noticing the positives of the day rather than focusing on those negative thoughts. You want to focus on the positives because for so long you've been suffering from this anxiety and focusing on the negatives of life. You want to focus on the positives. So write down what you're grateful for and write down your goal for the day. And then after your journal, do the manifestation exercise that I highly recommend. And it's a meditation. So you sit comfortably, with your shoulders back, you sit comfortably and you cross your legs like you're meditating and you close your eyes and you visualize how you want the day to go. How do you want the day to go? And this targets the unconscious mind directly because the unconscious mind understands emotions and imagery, right? And also, the unconscious mind determines what you manifest, right? You know how you hear about the law of attraction? That comes from your unconscious mind. So if you close your eyes and sit in a meditative position, visualize how you want the whole day to go, the way you want it to go, ideally. So go through it from morning until night, the way you want the day to go. Visualize yourself laughing with your coworkers. Visualize yourself with confident posture and walking with confidence. visualize yourself handling that potential panic attack, and visualize yourself overcoming the day and leaving work with your shoulders back and laughing and smiling, whatever you want. Just visualize the day the way you want it to go, because you're just going to manifest that unconsciously. You're telling the unconscious directly, this is what Brad wants. This is what Julia wants. This is what they want. By visualizing what you want, you're telling your unconscious, this is what I want in my life. This is where I want to aim. Right? So you are what you aim at. If you're aiming at the negatives, you're just going to go down that road. But if you shift and you start looking at the positives, you start visualizing what you want the day and how you want the day to go, you're going to start moving in that direction unconsciously, because the unconscious is 95% of the mind body. It runs our habits. It runs us. It automates us, and it stores all of our memories and emotional events in our bodies. So we want to target the unconscious mind. So sit, meditate, visualize how you want the day to go, and you will move in that direction unconsciously. The law of attraction. You will start to attract those things in your life. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's video. If you haven't already, please subscribe and leave comments below. Ask me anything and I will get back to you. Do not let anxiety define who you are. I will see you on the next video. Bye.